Hey guys and gals, Homestead Prepper. Alright, I want to share with you my off-grid solar ice house, off-grid solar ice production, I don't know exactly what to call it, but this is a 7 cubic foot chest freezer, and we have made a substantial amount of ice there. That stock pot is the same as this one right here, and that is about 6 gallons of ice in there. And I know you firefighters know that a gallon of water weighs about 8.35 pounds, so that's about a 50-pound block. That right there is a laundry tub or whatever. That's about a 3 gallon. That's about 25 pounds. I've got frozen 1 gallon things down in there. But guys, to me, having some ice in a grid down situation, or having a chest freezer in a grid down situation, is definitely going to enhance my survival, and it's also more of a luxury too. If you're new to prepping, I wouldn't put this at the top of my list right here. I'd be more interested in getting some canned food, bottled water, a way to purify water, a way to cook my food, and a way to stay warm. To me, that would be more of a priority. But this luxury right here, what it's going to do is, if I were able to catch and trap one of our local hogs, I could clean it up, portion it out, throw it in there, and then pull it out as I needed it, rather than taking 150 pounds of hog and trying to can it in these mason jars, or if you have enough salt to cure it. So it's going to be a job. This right here would be a huge labor saver and time saver too. Now, the other reason I went with ice, guys, is I feel like in a grid down situation, especially here in Florida, you have a lot of people who are used to working in the air conditioning. And when the crap does hit the fan, you're going to have a lot of people who are conditioned to air conditioning are going to be prone to heat stress or heat exhaustion. And, or like we say way down south here, you get bear caught. But having a little bit of ice on hand is going to hopefully mitigate the problem through being able to drink cool drinks, and you can ice the person down. I mean, if you had a running vehicle that had fuel and the air conditioner worked in it, you could throw them in there for a little while, and hopefully that would help them out. But the other thing is that these ice blocks are going to give me a level of refrigeration too. So I can take out one of those blocks, and I can do it like they did in the old days. You can take some of this wood I've got here. Those are 16-foot long yellow pine boards, and we can construct an old-fashioned ice box. Or what we can do is we can take one of those ice blocks and get a catch pan that catches the drips, and we can stick that in our modern-day refrigerators. I don't have enough solar power to run my refrigerator in my house. Maybe you do, but I could take some of those ice blocks out, and I've got enough there to share with a few neighbors. And if you're out of your home, you don't have an ice box, well, we can use a cooler right there. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little experiment, and we're going to that's about a 2-gallon container, which I've already done the experiment. I'm going to share it with you later in the video. But that makes about 17 pounds of ice right there. And we're going to see how long it'll last in this cooler. Now, that cooler, I don't know if that's 50 quart or 62 or 64. I don't remember. I'm sure one of you people out there can correct me on it. But guys, when I was a kid, we never had enough ice for our iced tea. We weren't allowed to drink Cokes back then. The only time you got a soda was at a picnic or a family event. But we used those little ice trays, the plastic ones, the ones that were aluminum, stainless steel, whatever it was, and it never gave us enough ice, or the ice trays would break, and then you just never had enough ice. My mom came up with using one of those laundry tubs. Of course, they looked a little different back then. It was probably, I don't know if it was 3 or 4 gallons, whatever, but anyway, that and an ice pick, and you had plenty of ice. As a matter of fact, my dad used to grab those ice blocks and he'd throw them in his cooler, and for fishing trips and stuff like that. They seldom ever bought any ice. They made it themselves. But I just wanted to share that with you. So let's get on with the experiment. Let's see how long a 17-pound block of ice will last in that cooler right there. All Alright, that's another block of ice. That's probably about 2 gallons. That's around a 17-pound block of ice right there. We'll start the clock right now, and we're about 10 minutes to 2, and we'll put that in there and we'll see how long it stays cooling. Alright, I'll get back to you. Alright, we are at the next day. Let's take a look at our ice block here. And you can see we still have quite a bit of ice there. So it's a little slippery. I'd say it's probably about, well, if we compare, well, let me pull it out and show it to you. Okay, the ice block, as you can see with the container, is probably, I'm going to say about half its size, I guess. Maybe it's a little bigger than that. I'm going to leave it in there for another 24 hours and we'll see how long that thing lasts. Alright, as you can see, we're just about 48 hours. This has been going on here. Let's open this up, and what we see is we have about a piece of ice about this big after 2 days. Now, so 17 pounds of ice, guys, in a cooler like this is going to give me about 48 hours. Now, it's probably going to be a little less if we're opening it up all the time, and it's going to probably be a little less if we're putting stuff in there that's going to need to be cool, because the heat inside those items is going to eat up that ice faster. But at least I have the peace of mind that if I have a hurricane or a grid down situation for a while, I have the ability to make ongoing ice. So, okay, well, I just wanted to share that with you, and I wanted my own information on how long an ice block would last in a cooler like that. If you have anything to add to this, it's the Homestead Prepper out.